And good morning, dear Dhamma brothers and sisters. Yes, it's good to gather on a Sunday, especially those of us, yeah, who value the Dhamma, yeah, and who value the study and the practice of the Dhamma. But every now and then, yeah, especially on Sundays, full moon days, new moon days, yeah, we have to ask ourselves the question, why are we studying and practicing the Dhamma for? What is the ultimate goal? And if you already have set the ultimate goal, what is your plan? Let's say you want to go to Penang sometime in the next few months. What is the plan to go to Penang? Yeah, do you want to take a train? Do you want to take a bus? Do you want to fly, take a plane, or do you want to drive? Yeah, such as when you drive, you can stop where you want to stop and you can take in the scenery. Yeah, you can stop at somewhere, Fraser's Hill, Wisdom Park, take in the scenery, then continue again to maybe Ipoh, Kampa, Ipoh, Taipei. You can stop and take a look, and finally, yeah, you can make that determined last effort, yeah, to get to Penang, cross the bridge, pay the toll, and then you are in Penang, right? So we have to, um, whenever it is the opportune moment, yeah, as I said, we have to reflect. Or else, if we don't reflect, we will just let the momentum of our life, the wind of our life, and there are 8 winds, yeah, which you have heard before. There are 8 winds that will blow us. So the winds will blow us here, blow us there, for example, blow us from one birthday celebration to another birthday celebration. 1 year older, and one Chinese New Year celebration to another Chinese New Year celebration. Oh, another Chinese New Year, yeah, etc., etc. And it will blow us forward, yeah, as we go along. And then suddenly we realize, oh, I'm quite old already. How did I get here? Yeah, I celebrate the birthdays, yeah. And eventually my children will celebrate the birthdays for me because you don't have that motivation to celebrate birthdays. You tell them forget about it now. No, they said no. I want to celebrate your birthday. So 80th birthday they will celebrate for you, and then finally 85th birthday, if you can get to your 90th birthday, yeah, it's very very good. Yeah, and we are always taken um, forward, year by year. No, not just month by month, week by week, day by day, minute by minute. Yeah, you expect to be here this morning for at least another 2 hours. Yeah, don't worry, I won't speak that long. Yeah. But you expect to be here. And after this, you expect to do other things. And you expect the end of the day, you will have your dinner, you will relax, and then you will go to bed. And day after day, it's like this. So if we have spiritual goals, like what we are discussing right now, what's the plan? Yeah, this is something we have to reflect upon. And reflection, yeah, is very good because reflection allows us to reset. Yeah, I'm going too far this way. Let me reset back to the road which I am most intent on. This is very important. So, my dear Dhamma brothers and sisters, we have to ask ourselves this question. Yeah, what is our goal? When we come here to Nalanda Center, when we go to other Buddhist centers, Dhamma centers, and listen and learn, and there are times when we also practice, yeah, on our own, what is our goal? And when we read the books, we listen to the talks, and the Buddha tells us, This is what I've come to teach you. How seriously do we take it? So today's talk is a very serious talk. Because I mean, as I put here, it's part of the Peace Begins With Me series. But as Sister mentioned, it is very focused on the greed, hatred, and delusion, which we call the three defilements, or also more poetically, the three poisons. It is the poison, yeah. But in this day and age, it's the digital age. We call it the three virus. Yeah, then you understand. Because when you deal with virus on your computer, then you understand what is this virus doing to my system. And then you have to ask people to help you get rid of the virus. So it is a virus, which I will show you later. Yeah, and this virus doesn't do any good. Yeah. Have you had any virus that helps you to do work? No. Whenever you get virus, it's a bad sign. It's not a good thing to have these kinds of, I don't know what you call it nowadays, virus, malware, Trojan horse, and all these kind of things. There are more and more because people create these things to disturb our lives. But this virus that we have, it comes naturally with our existence. And as long as we exist, we will have this virus. There are times, of course, there are people, yeah, there are beings who cut off the virus. But it doesn't mean the virus is gone. It just means that they are not affected by the virus. The virus is there because existence is existence. As long as we are in samsara, yeah, what we are going to talk about will be with us. But we who are wiser, we limit the scope and the influence of the virus. Yeah, if you had your way this Sunday morning, what would you do? Yeah, if you don't have to go and listen to a talk, we would be more interested to go and yam cha, let's have a trip to somewhere else, have a go and walk in the garden, yeah, drive to Genting, whatever. Yeah, this is our natural inclination. Spend time with family, have a long brunch with friends, our natural inclination. But somehow we are very, very fortunate that our inclination, natural one, has been overridden. There is another program that overrides what we naturally want to do to bring us here. And now that you are here, yeah, please ask yourself, what is it that you really, really want? Do you want happiness? Or do you want, of course, we all want happiness, but is that happiness a happiness that is permanent? Do we really want that happiness that doesn't go away? We are very content to have happiness, to have peace, then go and rejoin, yeah, the rat race, the working world, what we are supposed to do to earn our living. So we get used to that. Yeah, and sometimes when we are so used to it, we don't know what is the other alternative. The comparison is, they always talk about put a frog in the boiling water. Yeah, if you boil the water and you put the frog, you dump the frog into the boiling water, the frog will jump out. No, because it doesn't like the boiling water. But if you put the frog in a cold water, yeah, it will stay there. But if you switch on the cooker, it will get hotter and hot. But the frog will think, okay, this is all right. I'm getting used to it. And it gets used to the water that's getting hotter and hotter until it realizes, oh, this is not comfortable anymore. By that time, it is half cooked already. Yeah, by the time oh, this is very, very painful. This is uncomfortable. You want to jump, also cannot jump because it's already half boiled. So it won't have the enough muscle and energy to jump out because it gets so used to the warm water that's becoming hot water that eventually it will be boiled. Yeah, because of that comfort. The comfort zone adapts. yeah, to the environment. So today, this talk, as we are focusing on the three roots, evil roots. Yeah, we compose our mind and focus it a little bit. And I hope what I share with you for the next hour at least, yeah, is enough to make you understand the past. Because when we read uh, the stories in the Buddha's life, the Buddha had so many disciples. And then we read that some of them, many of them, when they listen to the Buddha, one sentence, pop, they get enlightened and they are free of the three evil roots. So we also want to be like that. Yeah. But I just listen, pop. Okay, finish. That's it. That's the end. I don't have to come, every Sunday and listen. Yeah. And I don't have to sit in the meditation until pain here, pain there, backache. Oh, it's really demanding, it's really hard. Why don't I follow those people? Pop, man, that's it. I'm enlightened. But what we don't know is every one of us as human beings now, you know, we have come here with different backgrounds, with different knowledge, with different accomplishments. And so what we do while we are in this center or in this organization is a continuation. Yeah, there are people, I'm sure, that you encourage to come here. When they come here, they feel very natural. When they listen to Dhamma talk, this is very good. I have something to learn. But there are many others, when you bring them, they have no interest. Yeah, they will, because you invite them and they are very polite, they accommodate you, they come here, they listen, then they listen one talk, oh, it doesn't make much sense, so they go off somewhere else, do other things. So the affinity is not there. Yeah, that's because in the past, they haven't built up this understanding, yeah, this appreciation of the Buddha's teachings. But I would think that all of us here today, yeah, have built up a lot. We have that uh, past understanding, the past, and so therefore there is the affinity. Yeah, there is an affinity to listen, to study, to practice, to go as far as we can. Yeah, to build up that collection, which we call of factors, which we call the Noble Eightfold Path. Yeah, in order to get rid of these defilements. So and I will try to convince you that these defilements, yeah, is something that we should let go. Because there are people who enjoy the defilements. Yeah, I'm enjoying myself. Why you tell me don't enjoy? Oh, yeah, I don't like you. You're always telling me don't enjoy, don't enjoy. But I've always tried to explain that enjoyment and happiness, yeah, there are two sides to it. Yeah, there are the enjoyment of the sense pleasures. You've heard me talk about this before. Yeah, we value happiness, happy life. Yeah, equals enjoyment of the 5 + 1, 6 senses. If we can enjoy the senses, that means happy law. If we can eat what we want to eat, yeah, see what we want to see. We travel every year, maybe sometimes 2 times, 3 times, go to Japan, go to China, go to Europe, we see this, see that. Wow, Grand Canyon is so beautiful, happy. Because why? Our eyes are having enjoyment. Our mind says, oh, this is really nice. Yeah, I'm very glad to be able to enjoy it. So that's fine. I'm not saying we should not enjoy. Yeah, when we eat also we enjoy. When we smell, we enjoy. Hear, wear nice clothes, sit on nice cushion, we enjoy. And the mind also brings back memories. And then we enjoy, we think about certain things. There's enjoyment from the mind, yeah, that you use your mind to think of certain things without really coming to the other five senses, that is also happiness. So the whole of our life is based on sensual happiness. Yeah, if you go and talk to friends, if you talk to your older relatives, yeah, I'm going to Nalanda Center every Sunday. Yeah, why you go there? I sit on the floor, you know. Why you sit on the floor? And then I listen to this guy talk for 1 hour. Wow, 1 hour you listen to him. They have no understanding of why you are doing it. But if you say, let's go for dim sum, sure, let's do. Yeah, dim sum makes sense to them because it is sense enjoyment. Yeah, it is something that we all grow up with. Even when we are young, yeah, our parents say, study, work hard, then you will get all these things, then you will be happy. Yes, that's what we do. Then there are many people who do, work hard, all these kind of, then I'm not so happy. Why? Yeah, and that is, my dear friends, the reason why there are so many people going to see the doctors and the psychologists. Because people tell them, you get this, take, you get that, take big house, big car, big bank account, you will be happy. Sure one. And then they tick, then, hey, why I'm not as happy as I'm supposed to be. So there is a misalignment. You know, they say, my parents, my teachers, my relatives say, you must be like this. Then I do, then I'm not like this. I'm only like this. Yeah, so that's why we have a lot of people who are very lost. They don't know how to make the gap, you know. I'm supposed to be here, but actually I am here. But I've got all the things to make me go there, but I am not there. So this is a great big question people are asking, even especially in the West. Because in the West, they enjoy more uh, sensual pleasures than us. They got a lot more things. They are right now, yeah, maybe not so much now. Yeah, they are ahead of us in the enjoyment game. Yeah, they know how to create enjoyment more than us. You see, the Hollywood films are created by them. Computer games are created by them. KFC created by them. So they know how to enjoy. But if you go there, you will see that they are not really happy people. So there is another one which I will just quickly describe, and then I will go into my talk. There, people are finding that there is an alternative. And what's this alternative? The alternative is simplicity, not to be so crazy. So they give up this. Yeah, and I've seen people, they live, there's an expression, off the grid. Have you heard of this expression? Off the grid. They are no longer in the cities and the hustle and bustle. They live away from all these things. Water, they get their own water. Power, they create their own power from the sun, from the water and all this wind. So they are trying to live away from what they grew up with. Because they find, yeah, this is making me more happy than that one. So there are more and more people now. And when I visited my sister in the US, I see there are quite a few of these people living off the grid. You know, they live in huge, wide open areas, and my brother-in-law said they live off the grid. They don't have electricity, don't have anything. They are very happy. You know, they live near a river, and they are living life the way that they seem to be, that they like it. So that's why when we come here, we are looking for that off the grid kind of happiness. It is not the happiness that was told to us. You must that like that one. No. Yeah, because we are finding, yeah, we got all these things, fine. But we want something else. And so this is where the Dhamma comes in. The Dhamma allows us to let go. And the letting go creates space. This is what we want. Yeah, we want the space in our heart. Yeah, to be able to not worry so much, not get engaged so much in all the hustle and bustle, which the world now, yeah, is it's happening in the world. The changes that are happening in the world is tremendous. Yeah, the humankind, we lived not developing, we slowly, and then for the last century, soon the development just went up. It is immense. The rate of development changes. What we think is technology to help our lives has sped up, speed very, very fast. Yeah. And so there are people now, it's difficult for them to cope. So they go off the grid. Yeah, and they find that the slower pace of life, closer to nature, not having to think about all these demanding things, it suits them. You know, it makes them loose. Yeah, it makes them freer. Yeah, if of course they still there are those who go back and do work. Yeah, my meditation teacher who taught a retreat in Italy say that there are people who come to his retreat. He conducts retreat for about 10 days, 12 days. There are people who don't work one, no. They stay in the commune. Yeah, and they do work for each other, lah. You know, like they go and plant jagung, they plant this, plant that, and they live. And then, in order to come to the retreat, they must pay some money for their food, accommodation, whatever. So the commune that sells all these things will give them money, and they will come, pay the money, and join the retreat, and they will learn meditation. And so Bante asked them, you know, how do you get all this money to come? Oh, the commune management give me the money to come here. Other than that, I don't work. I just do the work for the commune. Yeah, so that's their life, you know. Yeah, to live off the grid. Whenever there is meditation, there's something to train their mind, then they will come, finish already, they go back and work for the commune. And some of them, I hear, they are qualified people. They are not like, you know, no qualifications. They are very, very qualified. They are educated. Yeah, but they don't want to live the old way, yeah, which has made them very stressed, very unhappy. So now coming back to this, the other way to be happy is simple life. Let go. Yeah. And that letting go is another source of happiness, because then the mind is a freer mind, is lighter, and it is able to appreciate the simple things in life. And this makes people much, much more happy. Yeah. So there are these two alternatives. So we are great because we can choose. Yeah, it's like we go for steamboat, half the steamboat malat, which is very, very hot. And half the steamboat, the soup is clear soup, cheng tong, you know. So we can choose. Yeah, and sometimes I dip this one, then I dip that one. Then my friends scold me, hey, you are diluting the clear soup. So we have a choice. Yeah, and we are very lucky to be able to do that. But as you go along in life, you will see, yeah, that actually not having so much attachments and cravings will be the way to go. Yeah. So we learn to live off the grid as well, right? Away from the normal, you know, where people out there are quarreling, fighting, competing, squashing each other. Yeah, we tend to now want to move away from that to something more satisfying. So, yes. Oh, enter. Okay. Right. So now we are going to look at the removal of greed, hatred, and delusion through a particular system. And this is the Buddha system. This is what the Buddha taught us. Yeah. So he gives us a lot of preparation. But as he prepares us with our 5 precepts, 8 precepts, yeah, the mind starts to calm down, not be so distracted by all sorts of things, the Buddha then teaches us the exact methods, yeah, in order to overcome the greed, hatred, and delusion. And this is what happens to those disciples that we hear about during the Buddha's time. They have done their work, but they haven't completed it. And so when the Buddha appears, the Buddha is light. At night, you switch on the light, all the moths and insects will come on. So all these great disciples, they are the moths and insects, and the Buddha is the light. So whenever you switch on that light, when we go to Wisdom Park, don't keep the windows open, because all the insects will come in, if you switch on the light. So the Buddha was like this. They were all flying, these disciples were flying here, flying there. The minute they heard that there is a light, they see the light, they hit for the light, because that is their character, that is their temperament, to head towards the light. And so when they meet the teacher, who also has been preparing for a long time, he gives the right amount of teaching to these people who have been prepared, who are prepared, and then poof, they get it. So in the scheme, there are people who hear one sentence, one phrase, one stanza, that's it. They go through. Yeah. Then there is another who have to practice. They meditate, they listen, they meditate for a few days, for a few weeks, and then they get it. Yeah, we hear that, like the Venerable Sariputta, Moggallana, they got the first stage, but they had to work hard and hard for the Arahant stage. Yeah, it took Sariputta longer than his friend Moggallana. Yeah, and Sariputta was the chief disciple, but it took him longer than the second chief disciple. And the reason for that has always been debated. Because some people say, oh, Sariputta wanted to explore more because he was going to be the chief disciple. So he took longer time because he wanted to see, and understand. Yeah, that's why it took him 2 weeks. So this group of people are very special. It doesn't take them much time. There's another group of people. There are 4 in this structure. There's one. The third group of persons are those who will have to struggle. For years, they have to study. For years, they have to practice. And eventually, they will achieve their aims. And the last one is the most unfortunate. Although they want to, they study as hard as they can, they practice as hard as they can, they just do not have enough qualifications to go through. So they might need to do it in the future lives. So there are these 4 categories of people. So the Buddha said, he explains this. I have explained that there is suffering in the world, that there is the origin of suffering, the cause of suffering, that there is the cessation. Suffering can come to an end. This is very, very basic. But it is important to remind ourselves. And there is a way, there is a practice, there is a path, there is a system that leads to the cessation of suffering. And the Buddha said there are things to do. You don't just come and listen. The 4 Noble Truths calls for action. It doesn't say, please listen, and that's it. It says that once you know this, you have to do the work for it. So this is an important beginning, because the 3 evil roots causes the suffering. So, disappeared. And then the Buddha said, right? If these 3 things are not found, you don't need the Buddhas. You don't need Gautama, the Buddha. You don't need all the other Buddhas. Because in the past, there have been other Buddhas. And in this long cycle, you cannot count the number of Buddhas. Because although we say it takes a long time for Buddhas to appear. It's not just thousand. It is sometimes, one cycle of existence of a solar system or the or the universe, long, long time. There have been many, many Buddhas in the past. You cannot count. And that goes to show that this cycle of existence is very, very immeasurably long. So the Buddha said, if these three things were not found, the perfect one, the holy one, the fully enlightened one would need not appear in this world, nor would his teaching and discipline shed their light over the world. What are the three things? And the Buddha said, explain, these three things are birth, old age, and death. If you don't have birth, old age, and death, you don't need the Buddha. Redundant. Yeah. they can take a separation scheme, right? You don't need the Buddhas. But because there is birth, there is old age and death, the Buddhas do appear. Yeah, to tell us this is the way, show us, teach us the way to overcome this. Because there are these three things are found in the world. The perfect one, the Buddhas, appear in the world and shed their light all over the world. It is, however, then he makes a qualification. It's interesting. What qualifies, what brings about birth, old age, and death? There must be a cause, or else why does it appear? And the Buddha categorically, specifically said, it is impossible to overcome birth, old age, and death without overcoming three things, namely greed, hatred, and delusion. So he says it very, very clearly. Doesn't beat around the bush. There is this problem. And if you want to overcome the problem, you must overcome three things, the three great roots of defilement. Greed, hatred, and delusion. So this is, I recently was listening to a talk and I heard this, this idea. So I thought I'll share it with you. And it was talked by Bhante Gunaratana. So he explained it in this way. He said, whenever somebody passes away, our older relatives, we have to make a report, right? There must be a death certificate. You just can't bury a person, or cremate. You must make a report. And on that report, if you are going to fill in the form for the report, they will ask you, what is the cause of death? So you can sometimes say, cause of death is old age. If the doctor agrees with it, sometimes the doctor will fill it in for you. Cause of death is old age. Sometimes cause of death is disease, such as cancer. So they will put died of cancer. Sometimes it is COVID. Sometimes it's something else. Or you had a fall and you hit your head and something went wrong and you died. Or there are those who take drugs and they have an overdose and they die. So it's put in that form. The cause of death is like this. The Buddha said it's very simple to me. There's only one cause of death. And the cause of death is birth. If you are not born, then why do you die? Then after that, we look for ways, we look for the way that we're going to die. But it is caused by the fact that we are born. So Bhanteji was very, very clear, in explaining the Buddha, to the Buddha, it's very simple. If you are born, you will die in different ways. So this is something which is, we have to remember. So what is the cause of dukkha are the three evil roots. They are specifically greed, hatred, and delusion. And as I put there, they are also called in some cultures the three poisons. So how do we see? How do we understand the three poisons, the three evil roots? In the Tibetan culture, I don't know whether you have seen this picture, this painting. They depict the wheel of life yeah, as a circle, but inside there they depict the three evil roots with three animals. And here, this wheel of life, this the Bhava chakra, yeah, it is a representation of samsara, yeah, the cycle of birth and rebirth. Yeah. The greed is depicted as a rooster, chicken, rooster. This is greed. Then hatred is depicted, shown as a snake, and the delusion as a pig. You know, we have these stories of the Monkey King and all that. Nah? He goes west with the famous monk. So he has three companions, and in Chinese culture, they depict the three, the monkey as the anger, and the pig as the craving, the greed, yeah, and the sandy demon as the not very smart one, yeah, not very smart. So he is the delusion. Yeah, that is in the later stories, yeah, of the pilgrimage to the west. But in Tibetan tradition, they do it like this. And how they do it, you can see one is biting the other. They don't exist alone. So the pig bites the rooster bites the snake, and the snake is actually biting the pig. So these three defilements, if we examine it in ourselves, they live off each other. Yeah, our greed gives rise to anger, and the anger gives rise to delusion, and the greed also contributes to delusion. And because of delusion, we have birth that gives rise to greed and anger, as well as delusion. Yeah. They are interconnected. They are intertwined. They bind uh, towards each other, with each other, very, very tightly. So they influence each other. One have this, one have that. Yeah, the other will appear. So yeah, and we will discuss the method to overcome this. So this is something which and examine here, it is put in the central position. And you can see the people, dying in different places, etc., etc. Yeah, they die, they go and take another birth because, yeah, they are in the center. That's why these three are in the center. They are the drivers of new life, further lives, more lives, coming and again and again and again. Yeah, it's because they are in the center of our existence. So without them, there is no existence. Yeah. That gives us another question. If I'm not born, what happens to me? Do you ever ask this question? Because when we think about Nibbana, yeah, and Nibbana says we stop our further births. The Arahants are no longer born. So, the thing that came to my mind was, what happens if I'm not born? Eventually, as you practice, you will, of course, as we practice, we want to attain Nibbana. Yeah? And Nibbana is not something that you conceptualize, that you imagine, but you will get an idea, yeah, as you practice more and more, as the path becomes a definite way or direction, yeah, as the fruits of the path, yeah, come into your life, you will get an idea, yeah, and that fear of not existing, yeah, will become weaker and weaker, because the question that strikes most people is, if I don't exist, how? Nibbana means I don't exist. There is a fear. Yeah, there is an uncomfortable state. But as you practice, that fear or that discomfort starts to dissipate, goes away, yeah, flow out. Because what you experience as the fruits of the past will replace the fear and the discomfort. Yeah, that's how it goes. So now we know that it is very poisonous, is a toxin. Yeah. So how do we detoxify this mind? It'd be great if during FFF we can sell this thing, detox, detox. I saw this; it was so good. Yeah. So I put this in there to um, communicate the idea that our study and practice is a detoxifying process. Yeah, we detox ourselves. Like, for example, we detox with herbs, yeah, we clean our liver and etc., etc. The process of coming here to learn, to study and to practice more and more is a detoxifying process. But if we look at the existence of the virus, something which is in our operating system, and our mind is the operating system, we know that if there is a virus in the computer operating system, it will disturb everything that we produce. Every document, that we produce will be funny. It will not turn out well. So when we know that, we get the warning. Yeah, it's a warning. We understand that. That's why, we have talks like this. We have talks like this because we want you to detect the defilement. And as we go about in life, the more we detect the defilement, the more we will call the center. Come to the center, yeah, for protection against this virus. And the more we work at it, yeah, the virus will disappear. Yeah, so I put that in just to make it a little bit more amusing. Yeah, yeah, because what's going to come is quite serious. Oh, keeps running my alignment. This monk, a German monk, he has passed away. Yeah, he lived in Sri Lanka until 94, 95. And he became a monk at a young age. He wasn't very old. Yeah, and he studied the Dhamma and practice. And he wrote this book, which we used, yeah, for our talks, The Roots of Good and Evil. And it's available online. So you go online and search for Venerable Nyanaponika, yeah, book. He wrote the book, The Roots of Good and Evil. And I have extracted this to give us an idea about our relationship with the defilements. Venerable said, on a human level too, we see that man who believes himself to be a free agent, the master of his life, and even of nature. Yeah, man is like this. We control our destiny. Yeah, we know what we are doing, and we are so good that we can go to space. We can split the atom. Yeah, we control nature. Is in his spiritually undeveloped state, actually, he is a passive patient driven. Although man thinks, human beings thinks that he or she is very, very smart, he or she is actually driven by inside forces that he does not recognize. So that's why I put in this antivirus thing, yeah, to make us recognize that there is a virus there. Because in our lives, and you go and talk to people, yeah, who don't listen to Dhamma, they really do not know that there is something disturbing them. They think this is the way I am. Yeah, you take a look at the great leaders of the superpowers and the big countries. They don't understand greed, hatred, and delusion. They think this is me. Why should I change? This is my nature. Yeah, but the fact that we are talking about it now means we are willing, we are ready to see how these things affect us. So this is what Venerable, if you read the book, and it's quite a lot to read, but this part of it, I felt was very, very relevant. Pulled by his greed pulls us, and pushed by his hatred, the anger pushes us. And in his blindness, he cannot see what is affecting him. That his brakes for stopping, there are brakes. You can apply the brake. Yeah, like in the car, step on the brake. Of these frantic movements, he can reach it. It's within his own heart. Yeah, Venerable says this after many years of practice. His brakes are the roots of good. So just as there are the roots of evil, defilement, they are also the roots of good, in us themselves, which can be cultivated to such a degree that greed, hatred, and delusion are utterly destroyed. So in the Buddha's system, the Buddha's teaching, and this is very, very important. The Buddha says that there is no being in this universe that is 100% evil. In other faiths, they say there is one guy there, he's very evil, 100% evil, no way to save him. He will live until don't know how long, and he will come and disturb you. Because why? The nature is evil. The Buddha said there's no such thing as real evil person. Even evil people, they have some good in them. But he did say there are people 100% good. 100% without defilements, 100% without greed, hatred, and delusion. See, we are more optimistic. Than others. Although people say, you talk about suffering, you are so pessimistic. We say, no. Actually, in our system, we have the way to become a person that is 100% pure good. We have this system. Yeah. So, right. So you might think, what's it like to detox our mind? And this is a passage from somebody's writing. I want to share with you. Yeah. Of these three poisons. And we get an idea. What it is like to be free of these three things. Not 100%, but for a short while. This writer said, think of someone you love unconditionally. It could be your child. It could be your parents. You love them without any conditions because they are there. They are your parents or your children. You love them. No questions asked. And then someone who's suffering, you will gladly take on. Someone you would give all your happiness to. In that moment of pure selflessness, you feel love and wisdom and freedom from the poison. When you think, take it, I will give it to you. Yeah, I don't want it. Yeah, it's all for you. I will sacrifice myself from you. That loss of ego, the lack of ego means the three defilements are not holding on to you for that moment. So have you experienced this in a way? Yeah, have you experienced this in different ways? Yeah, let's say, if there's a car coming towards a small child on the road and you push away that child, that moment of pushing away the child so that he or she will not be hurt by the car, and you have the potential to be hurt by the car, that is selflessness. That selflessness, although it sounds very dramatic, I have to give you dramatic pictures, because sometimes the quiet ones, we don't notice it. The quiet moments of selflessness is there, but we don't notice it because it becomes something very natural to us. If somebody said, your sibling, your brother or your sister said, yeah, my kidneys are not working. I need one of yours. Will you give up your kidney, one of yours, to your brother or sister or your cousin, yeah, or your friend? If you say immediately yes, there is a degree of selflessness. Take can, no problem. I can live without one. Yeah, one enough. But there are some people say, hey, no way, I need the two. Yeah, if something happened to one, then I got backup. Yeah. If you take already, then all this today, anything can happen to my kidneys or no. Then I got no backup. How? I cannot give all. I need two. Right. This is the thinking of, but it's normal, isn't it? Normal human beings think like this. I need it. Don't take it. I can't give it to you. This is the normal way. So this writer, he is the editor-in-chief of Lion's Roar. Lion's Roar is a website that publishes Buddhist articles. They let you read, then after they ask you to subscribe. So I can't go to it too often because it recognized me, you see. Yeah, but the material is very good. So the minute I saw this, I thought this is very great. Then you feel that's who you want to be. You feel that's who you really are without that layer of selfishness. That's who you really are. Yeah. Able to give, able to sacrifice, not think of yourself, yeah, so with such attachment. Yeah. So how do you remove them? Yeah, this is the technical part. Yeah, it takes a lot of work. It's not easy because these things stick to you, yeah, and they are intertwined with our consciousness. Yeah, the consciousness is our basic mental unit. Yeah, we're getting consciousness appearing. The fact that you know you are here is because you are conscious, right? Close your eyes. Just close your eyes. When I say open, you open. Then you recognize where you are. The first recognition is a consciousness function. Ready? Open. Yeah. That first instant is your consciousness doing its work. The knowing, it knows. Yeah, it is not, you know you are not at home. You know you are here, right? Then after a while, the thinking starts. Yeah, the discussion or the proliferation starts, and that is perception as well as the preferences, the perception and preferences, the sanya and the sankhara will come in. But that consciousness is the first thing, and you're having it all the time. Pop, 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 pop. It changes, yeah, according to where we are, what we do. There is consciousness. So these evil roots arise with the consciousness. If you have no consciousness, there is no problem. But because you have consciousness, you know, yeah, you can understand, you can see where you are. That basic unit of knowing, the mind being alert is the consciousness, because it comes with these things. That is the problem. So when it comes, how do we cut? That is, so understand, I hope you understand consciousness. Yeah, you have that consciousness, basic unit of knowing, alertness of the mind. Yeah, it brings friends with it. It doesn't come alone. It's got kawan. Yeah, and some of this kawan is not good. Now, this is what later on, yeah, if you keep watching your mind, you will see the consciousness. But as you get preferences, I like this, I don't like this. This is the three evil roots starting to exert itself, influencing you. So what did the Buddha say? The Buddha said, abandon what is unwholesome, yeah, O monks. Then this is his reassurance. If it is not possible, I won't tell you. But it's possible. That's why he said, I tell you, because it's possible. Then he said, cultivate what is wholesome. I'm telling you this because it's possible. If it is not possible, I won't tell you. Buddha doesn't lie. Yeah. So this is his reassurance. He says it is possible. He gives us an assurance. You can do it if you want to do it. Okay. Now back to the structure. And the structure, of course, when we say, how do you attain Nibbana? Yeah. You will always say, yeah, it is the Noble Eightfold Path. If anybody teaches Buddhism, he or she must teach Four Noble Truths right at the beginning, yeah, as I shared with you, and the Noble Eightfold Path. You cannot modify one, right? You will get something else, something very artificial. But you must go back to the original teaching, which the Buddha declared in the first sermon, yeah, that there is Four Noble Truths. He taught the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path. And the Noble Eightfold Path, right, you can see, oh, I didn't explain. You have dukkha. You use this word dukkha. And if you look at dukkha, you will see the cause of dukkha. The cause of dukkha, yeah, all these will come if you examine dukkha, suffering. Then you will see Buddha explain the end of suffering, the third noble truth. And if you examine the third noble truth, you will get the Noble Eightfold Path. It will come by itself. You don't have to imagine it, right? So if you want to achieve Nibbana, and you look for the way, yeah, to achieve Nibbana, the Noble Eightfold Path will appear by itself to somebody who has that capacity, with that kind of wisdom. The Noble Eightfold Path will appear because it is the way to anyone who is interested, yeah, to walk the path and to attain the end of suffering or dukkha. So we have here, right, the beginning, which is sila. Everyone must have morality before he moves on to training the mind. Because you cannot train the mind. You cannot get the deep concentration and mindfulness without your sila. If you do all sorts of funny things, yeah, break your precepts easily, you cannot go forward because your mind is not settled. Your mind is not strong. Because it is not settled, it is not strong, you cannot take it to the higher training of right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Yeah, we take a look at these three later on. And these three, the samadhi, will give rise to panya. This is, in a picture form, this is the way to attain the end of dukkha. Yeah, we will all develop right view or right understanding and also right thought or right intention. It will come. But in order for it to come, yeah, you need it at the base. It's actually a cycle. You need the base. The base will then spur you on to go higher and higher and higher, right? And these are very, very deep. These are qualities that support each other. So what is the Noble Eightfold Path? The Noble Eightfold Path is not 8 things, yeah, bound together. The Noble Eightfold Path is one way that has 8 ingredients. So you need to look at it this way. Some people, they're very, very clever. They say, okay, let's create ninefold path. What? They go and add some more, ka liu. Yeah. It cannot, because if you want to go a certain way, there is the path, but there are ingredients to the path. It's like, for example, you want to be like Li Zijia, great badminton player, yeah, won the medal at the Olympics. To be like him, what do you need? You need training, right? So number one is practice. You need to have a lot of practice. Practice means what? Practice, you must have coach. You can't simply go and everyday play with your neighbor across the fence and then go to Olympics. You need the right kind of facilities. Yeah. So coach must be there. Facilities must be there. Then after the practice, what does he need? He needs good food. Yeah, he needs the nutrition. Right. So there is another factor. You need good training, you need good food. After that, what else do you need? Yeah, you need good rest. Yeah, rest, etc. So all these things are the ingredients of the path to gold medal. I hope he will get, yeah, gold medal. So they are what you need in order to get there. So the Noble Eightfold Path is you want to get there. These are the things you need to get there. Of course, you can add other things, but these are the real basic things. And you and we will get there once these factors become matured enough. Not the half-half, cannot. It must be enough. So enough of right speech, enough of right action, enough of right livelihood. And they are a compact. It is a package deal. You can't leave one out. You must take all, yeah, together. So as you know, when we have right speech, yeah, our life becomes harmonious. So we can practice, we can study, we can practice. If somebody comes here and starts scolding us, then he or she is not in the right way to understand the Noble Eightfold Path. So there is right action, do all the things right. Precepts are intact, and right livelihood. Cannot earn the living, yeah, in a wrong way. Yeah, yesterday we had all these presentations by the BPS 307. Yeah, and one of the things they brought up was a bogus monk. Bogus monk, yeah, earning livelihood is not right livelihood. They are livelihood, yes, but it is not right livelihood. And what they do will not take them, yeah, to the end of suffering. It will take them somewhere, but it won't take them there. Yeah. So then the livelihood, there are many, we don't have time to explain all this. So the livelihood, make sure that you can have enough food, you can have enough energy, you have enough shelter over your head, you are comfortable. You can bathe, you can wash, you can have good clothes. That is the nature of livelihood. But livelihood doesn't mean you have too many things until your past, yeah, is disturbed. Because those people who have too many things, they tend to start to lencongan. They have detours. Yeah, they will go somewhere else. Because why? Wow, I got so much to enjoy. How can I give up, you know? Yeah, these things are very good, very enjoyable, very pleasurable. Then they don't walk the path. So everything is balance. What I'm trying to say is all these 8 path factors have got to be right and have got to be balanced. Yeah. Okay. Now, we need to discuss this because this is the blueprint. This is the map, or this is the menu, the menu to cook the dish. There are many suttas or teachings on the training of the mind, but this is the top, the Satipatthana Sutta. Remember, oh, no, I don't know how to go back. Can I go back? Go back. Yeah. Okay. In the Samadhi section, right effort is very important because right effort is the quality that makes us actually want to do it. Do it. Not just want to do it, do it. If you have no effort, you will just think, I want to do it, but you won't do it. Right effort gives you the energy, yeah, to do it. These 2 qualities are very important in our mind, right mindfulness and right concentration. They are right because the Pali word before them is samma. You have heard about Samma, you have studied it. Samma means it is right. Yeah, right for what? Yeah, it's right for Nibbana. For Nibbana, it is right. But if you want to make a lot of money, it's not right. Yeah. So it is right for that objective. Because people are taking mindfulness and concentration and making a lot of money in the West. They are selling, yeah, the teachings of the Buddha in a different package, yeah, in a in a detoxifying bottle. Yeah, they are selling it, but it is not meant for Nibbana. They are meant for help those people to control their stress, because the people there are very, very stressed. Yeah, they don't know what to do in order to alleviate their stress. So the doctors, they go and learn Noble Eightfold Path, especially Samadhi, and then go and teach them. And then they water it, add a lot of water, yeah, make it very diluted, and then they will sell it, yeah, and earn a lot of money. Because every year, last year in the US, mindfulness industry was worth 1.2 billion US dollars. Billion, B. Hardware, software. Yeah, they sell apps. There are many apps, to help you detoxify your mind. There are many, many apps. And the training, go for 10 days training, they charge you a lot of money to have this training. Yeah, but you come to Nalanda, is absolutely free. Yeah. So these qualities which we are practicing, the main aim is to overcome suffering, the greed, hatred, and delusion. So with that, we will progress along the path. So mindfulness and concentration, supported by right effort, is the practice part, is the training of the mind, gives our mind the direction and the destination, yeah, to head towards. And the way to practice it is outlined in the Satipatthana Sutta. So, if you are interested in overcoming suffering, the Buddha has said, yeah, in the first line, Eka yano ayang bhikkhave maggo. Yeah, translated there, some people translate it in different ways. He said, monks, start the sutta. He said, monks, there is a way to overcome suffering. Immediately, Buddha doesn't beat about the bush. He said, monks, ekayano ayang bhikkhave maggo. This path is the way. So the Buddha is not, making it easy to understand. He is direct. You want or not? He said, yeah, this is the way you want to walk. He tells the monks. And not just monk, he used this word bhikkhu. Bhikkhu is everybody who's on the path is a bhikkhu. You don't have to wear orange robes to be a bhikkhu. As long as you are walking this Noble Eightfold Path, you are deserved to be called bhikkhu. So Buddha said, Ekaya, Eka means one. There is this one way for you to attain the enlightenment. Yeah, but some people said it is not, Eka is not one, it is a definite way. They translate it to definite. Eka yano. For the purification of beings. So Buddha says it very clearly. To make an end of pain and sadness. To get past sorrow and lamentation. Cry, cry, cry. You miss people, you cry, you lament. To arrive what is truly beneficial. To gain insight for attainments. To witness, experience, yeah, Nibbana. What is that? It is the four foundations of mindfulness. Yeah. He said, Yadidang chatu means four. Yadidang chattaro satipatthana. That is, if you want all this is what you have to practice. So the monks are very clear. Yeah, once they came into the Sangha, under the Buddha, it is not for, for playful purposes. Yeah. If you want this, this is it. This is the way, right? So 4 foundations, and I'll try and explain quickly. Here is a very great teacher. He's an American, one of the first teachers of Vipassana in the US, Joseph Goldstein. Please go on the YouTube. You will find a lot. And his talks, to me, are gold. Because he is an American, yes, he's a Westerner, yes, but he practiced under some of the great masters, yeah, in India, in Burma, in Thailand. And the stories that he tells you, yeah, is very, very human. Yeah, that he go up, he go down, he go up, and this is our path because we also go up, we go down, we go up, we go down. Yeah, and his one of his publications was this book with a lot of drawings. You know, have you seen? Yeah, it's about insight practice. Yeah, he made this, he produced this book. Of course, he wrote it and somebody drew for him. There's a lot of drawings about people meditating, how, you know, you can meditate until stress and all this. That is by Joseph Goldstein. So he said, the simple, it's simple. Yeah, bear in mind, it's simple, but not easy. That's why you always get caught. Hey, so easy one. Yeah, but I mean, it's so simple, but it's not easy. Yeah, are rooted in the Satipatthana Sutta. And these are the foundations of mindfulness. They use this word foundation. One of the words to describe foundation is this word gochara. Gochara translated means pasture. Pasture is where you put the cow and the goat to eat grass. That is a pasture. You know, this field, then got a gate. You open the gate, they go and into the pasture where they will nibble and eat grass. That piece of land is a pasture. So he said this is a gochara, yeah, where you settle into the mindfulness practice. Mindfulness is a key ingredient. It must be accompanied by concentration and effort as the samadhi category. Then he said there are 4 gochara, 4 pastures, 4 places that you can eat grass. If you're a cow, you go there, you eat the grass. It's so nice. I like this analogy. You spend the whole day, because cows and goat, whole day just the grass, yeah, in the pasture. 4. There is body, there is feelings, there is mind, there is dhamma. Body, kaya. Feeling, vedana. Yeah, mind, chitta, and dhamma is dhamma. There are these 4. Yeah, if one day we can find time, we will discuss the Satipatthana Sutta. Okay, tells us to abide contemplating the nature of arising, the nature of staying, and the nature of passing away. Okay, have you seen things in your body and mind arising and passing away? Now, this is an important part of the path. Your thoughts. When your thoughts appear, do you know they are appearing? When you suddenly become happy, do you know that you are happy? You have to watch. Right? We are very good at seeing beginning. Can you see when they disappear? Really disappear. That is the trick. I can't do it well. I can see they are appearing. I can see they are existing. But as they disappear, how do they disappear? Yeah. If you can see these 3, you are well on your way. Because then you will begin to understand everything, everything, including us. Yeah, we appear, stay, disappear, appear, stay, disappear, all of us. And this is one of the great teachings, especially Joseph talks about Venerable Lady Sayadaw, yeah, who was one of the great Burmese meditation masters. And he wrote the Chronicles of Buddhism, Chronicles, Lady Sayadaw. You can look up this name. Yeah, he lived many beginning of the 20th century, but he was a great Burmese meditation master. Right. So these are the things that we need to see, but we are not clear in seeing. So why do we need to see? Because when we can see, we can understand. If you don't see anything, you cannot understand. Right? What is the purpose of the Satipatthana method? It is to see three things. Three things. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. We talk about it all the time. Hey, there is anicca, right? So maybe when the hair turns white, anicca la, anicca la. Yeah. But we never see the moment to moment anicca. Because when we see it now, then we get scared. Hey, where is me? Then dukkha. Because it doesn't stay, it's dukkha. Where is me? Where is me? Where is I? Is a dukkha question, a dukkha statement. Where am I? Because if things start to appear, disappear, appear, disappear, you get worried. And this is part of the pathway. And then lastly, it is anatta. Then you think, where is me? Is there really me? This is a big question, which will be answered in the Satipatthana practice. Next one. This is the Bhante Guttaratana I was telling you about. When he wrote this book, Mindfulness in Plain English, he's now 95, very, very old. He used to come quite often. Mindfulness sees things as they really are. This is the wonderful statement. You see things as they really are. It adds nothing to perception and it subtracts nothing. It distorts nothing. It is seeing it as it is. Mindfulness and only mindfulness can perceive the three characteristics of anicca, dukkha, anatta. Because you are now training your mind to see it without any preference. You are the neutral observer. Just see. See. And you will be able to understand the nature of the greed, the hatred, the delusion. Greed doesn't stay all the time. It is anicca also. You can get greedy. I want. After that, no need to want. Then next time you think about it, I want. Then no need to want. Yeah. You cannot, I want 24 hours a day. You will burn out on. You cannot. Yeah. Or I hate you, I hate you 24 hours a day. It is hate, now stop. Now say hate, then stop. Yeah. Why do you keep hating is because you remember. The hate is anicca. The anger is anicca. Aversion is anicca. You cannot hate all the time. It will go away. Then after that, you remember, oh, I deserve to be angry. Yeah. I have the right to be angry, I got the right. And then angry again. Yeah, because our thinking, our tendencies recall the defilements. Yeah, after we get angry, somebody said something to us, we get angry, then we do our things, we forget. But then after a while, as you sit there and drink tea, oh, he said that, I get angry. Then angry again. And then and you go home, you sit there, you remember, angry again. Yeah. This is how it comes and disturbs our mind. So this is what Bhante said. Okay, now, this is getting more and more technical. There is a sutta called the Ratta Vinita Sutta. And I'm trying to connect different teachings here. There is this king, Pasenadi Kosala, and he was in this place called Savati, and he wants to go to another place called Saketa. So what must he do? He said it's quite a distance. So the king said, I will prepare 7 chariots. Chariot, kind of. I found this Indian made of metal. Yeah, this, don't know, what do you call it? It's some kind of sculpture, right? It looks like this, the chariot. So he said, I will have 7. Yeah, I will come out of my palace. I will ride one until you're tired. Then I will take number 2. So altogether, there are 7. So there are, the reason for it is there are 7 stages of purification. And one will go to the other, right? And you cannot bypass. This is the wonderful, you cannot bypass. You cannot think, I go number 1 from number 1, I go number 3. Cannot. You have to develop yourself, through this definite pathway. That's why the Buddha gave this sutta, the chariot. So the first one is purification of conduct. You are doing that. Visuddhi. Visuddhi is purification. Sila Visuddhi. You are observing precepts, 5 precepts, 8 precepts. Purification of mind. You don't think bad thoughts. Right? Then this is the interesting part. How can we purify your views? Because our views are very dear to us, isn't it? How you see the world is very dear to you. How you see the world as not anicca, not dukkha, and not anatta is very dear to all of us. Is nicca. Yeah, nicca means permanent. I'm permanent. I'm permanent. Yeah, I'm permanent. If I say to you, you are not permanent, I don't like it. Can you give it up? Yeah. You cannot give it up by thinking. No. Even though, you come here every Sunday and the speaker will say, you are anicca, you are anicca. You cannot give up because you believe you are nicca. Nicca is permanent. By hearing, you cannot give up. How do you get the real grasping of anicca? You have to see it for yourself. How do you see it? Satipatthana practice. Yeah. You see the flow, right? Then there is purification of view, purification of overcome. There is a whole list of purifications. And some of these, as you purify the mind, it is the opposite of what you think. Because we think life is like this. Suddenly you see it not like this. Yeah, you get a shock. The Dhamma is pretty shocking. Because it is not what you think. We grow up, as I said, thinking happiness is like this. Now I would introduce another happiness. There is the happiness of purification. And as you walk this path, you purify, you see the other happiness is greater than the first happiness. Yeah, and as you go along, okay, now I would like to try to connect. In the Vipassana method, and this is the purely Vipassana, found in this collection called the Visuddhi Magga. I haven't put there. In the Visuddhi. The Visuddhi Magga is a later teaching collection. Yeah, it is not Nikaya. So some people have their doubts about Visuddhi Magga, but I trust it a lot. Because in the Visuddhi Magga, as you go along, you can see in the red, the Visuddhi Magga talks about the red one. Not in the Nikaya. The Nikaya talks about the black one. The Buddha clearly outlines in the Rata Vinita Sutta, he describes the black one. But the later teaching talk about the red one. And in these red ones, they are altogether 16 of them. So we call them Vipassana Jnana, insight knowledge. And you cannot, as explained just now, you cannot bypass one. Number one must go to number two. Number two must go to number three. Number three must go to number four. And all in all, there are 16. Yeah. These jnana, knowledge, 1 to 16, they are experiences. According to the book, you will experience it. For example, the first one, Pali, Namarupa Paricheda Jnana. You can see the body and the mind split. And you know body as body, mind as mind. Now we are fused, body and mind together. When you practice, and you can see the distinction between body and mind, it is an experience. In the book, it describes this. It is an experience. And then experience will stay with you until you die. Next life, it will come again, but you have to work. Right? But you know for a fact, yeah, that body and mind are separate entities, although they live together. The next one is more interesting, conditioning. Body is body, mind is mind. Body is like wood. Without mind, it cannot work. Then you can see that everything is conditioned. It needs to have a condition in order to operate. It is the second insight knowledge. So what happens is some people, if they have the right qualifications, they will zoom 1 to 16 straight away. But us, very, very terrible, very, very not enough qualification. We have to go one after the other, one after sometimes you go two. Yeah, sometimes people get three at the same time. They will have one experience of three at the same time, or two at the same time. But normally it is one. And answers, it is like you drive from Penang to KL to Penang. The first one is like Rawang. Hey, I'm at Rawang. Yeah, sure. You have to pass it, well, unless you take highway now. Not a very good analogy. In the old days, you have to pass by certain towns. So it's like this. As you go from the 1st to the 16th, yeah, you have to go by one, and each of them are very interesting because anicca, dukkha, anatta becomes clear. Your whole point is to see these three characteristics. It becomes clearer and clearer. And as it becomes clearer and clearer, your views will take a turn. No longer so much like before. And it will, number 11, is the path, is the doorway of your whole existence. As a person belonging to the world, number 11 is the door. Once from 11 to 12, 12 to 16 is one way, one passage. Yeah. And you will become Arya. That means you don't belong to the world, you are enlightened. Although it is the first stage of enlightenment, you already in the stream. And the stream will eventually take you to Nibbana. So it is described very, very clearly in the text by the teachers. But there are things, there are qualities that you need. Yeah, and the qualities are the 7 qualities to hold you along the path. And they are called the Bojjhanga. There are 7 of them. Mindfulness, investigation, energy, rapture, tranquility, concentration, and equanimity. If you develop these, especially mindfulness, mindfulness is written here, the balancing factor. Because you can have too much energy. You practice too much energy, at night, your eyes like this, cannot sleep. You stay awake until 12 o'clock, right? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Then you suddenly realize you have to wake up at 4 o'clock. I better sleep. So the energy, if out of balance, will be balanced by mindfulness. Mindfulness is the wonderful balancing factor. Yeah, and they are the energizing factor, which is investigation and rapture. You will also experience PT. PT is better than ice cream. I guarantee. PT is, there are 5 levels of PT. Yeah, it is a pleasantness. It is a pleasant quality of the mind. There are 5 qualities. And I think number 3, the person feels he is floating. He's so pleasant, he thinks he is floating off the ground. Yeah, it is like, but he maybe not exactly. Yeah, so this is the qualities of happiness that are needed in order to be enlightened. If you are sad, you cannot get enlightened. Here it is explained very clearly. Yeah, next to PT is quietness, pasadi. You need that pasadi to stay and watch the object. Watch it until it reveals its nature to you. Then you can understand. You change views, from then on. So that is all I have to share with you on the overcoming. Let me end with the Dhammapada verse. That 197, 198, 199 that says, happy indeed we live among the hostile. If we practice, we are surrounded by hostile people. But among hostile men, we are free from hatred. If we know the path, if we practice. Happy indeed we live, friendly amidst those afflicted by craving. Amidst afflicted men or women, we dwell free from affliction. So sometimes hard to see. Among those crazy people, you can look like one of them, but you are not. Your mind is different. The way of seeing the world is different. Happy indeed we live, free from greed, avarice. We dwell free from avarice. So with that, I like to thank you. It's been very heavy going, but I hope it allows you to understand how the pathway, if you really want to walk, is a very clear pathway. The Buddha did not make it mysterious, or something hidden. Like those olden days, the Kung Fu master, I got 10 moves, I only teach you 9. I keep one number 10. In case you attack me, I got number 10. Buddha, not like that. Buddha, whatever you need, the Buddha taught to us. In order that we can overcome the defilements in us. Thank you so much for listening.